Hello and welcome to this video on how to connect the edinn Industry 4.0 open platform to a process simulator. In this case, we're going to use the Flexsim simulator. This allows us to use the edinn platform without the need of having a manufacturing facility or a machine, eBox, PLC, OPC, whatever. You don't need any of those. You just simply connect the platform in the cloud to the simulator, and since that moment on, we can simulate any process, machine, person, or whatever. As you can imagine, this is perfect for presentations, webinars, training, or just evaluating modules, trying modules. For example, imagine you want to try the failure prediction with artificial intelligence module, or the automatic scheduling module, or the quality maintenance, and so forth. Even more, if you want to develop your own module using the API, the standard REST API module, you just develop it, and then you can try it on production lines and on factories which are really simulated. So let's start. First of all, I have to tell you that everything I'm going to explain on this video is already inside the user's manual. There is a procedure. And in the Edinn Academy, at edinn.com, and then the Academy, you have that procedure here, right on the top of the user's area. If you don't have access to the Edinn Academy, you have to come to the edinn.com webpage, and here on the top right, click on Try Now. Follow the steps and get a valid subscription. A valid subscription comes with full access to the Edinn Academy, with a code to create your own company, as we're going to do in this video, inside the edinn infrastructure. Also, it comes with support. You have a support and ticketing platform, and you will have versions upgrade whenever they are available. So let's start. You have to open a web browser and type ecloud.edinn.com, as it's being shown here. This will bring you to the login page where you will have access to all the edinn companies. As we don't have any company yet, we have to follow this link here which says register your company here. If I click here, then it opens a new tab as this. I have to type here the payment code that I obtained by email after subscribing, and then I put my name, surname, my username inside the company name, my email, which I copy and paste later, and then the password for my user. I choose my language inside this company, I accept the terms and conditions, and I register. Now I have to select in which server I want my company to be in. I have to select the server which is the closest to my future users. In this case, I'm going to choose Paris. And then as a template for my company, I can choose from two options. I'm going to choose simulation for processes in this case. Then I click continue. Now that the company has been created, we need to follow with these steps. We need to install Flexsim, the Flexsim simulator. To do that, please go to flexsim.com. It is written like this, Flexsim. Go to this web page, flexsim.com, register yourself, and request to download version 19.2.2, which is free, and install it in your computer. I already did that on this computer. Next thing you need to install, the next component you need, is go to the Edinn Academy and install edinn OPC Bridge here. I click it to download. It's already down. Now I extract it here. Here it is. It comes with two things. One Flexsim file and the setup to install. Then I enter and install. Next, I select everyone. Next, I agree. Next, next. Yes, installing. And it's ready. Now that edinn OPC bridge is installed, we need to configure it. So we go to the Windows menu, we type OPC, comes here Opc Configurator. I click it. Yes. And now it requests from me a company ID. The company ID has given to me after creating the company. So I copy and paste. Then URL. The URL is also being specified here. This is the URL of the server that I installed or I created the company in. So I see is ecloud.edinn.com, but it has this prefix here, EU-1. So I'm gonna put it here, EU-1 dot. Then the monitoring password is the same password that I typed for my user. The system, when you create a company, puts the same password both for the user and the monitoring password, but then later you can change that. So I'm gonna put the password. And now the simulations folder. The simulations folder is the folder where the Flexsim file is. So as you might remember, is inside my downloads file and then OPC bridge. So I accept, and now it is configured successfully. So now we have almost everything. We just need to open the Flexsim file. And if you installed Flexsim correctly, as you can see here, version 19.2.2, as I said, this is the free version of the Flexsim 19.2.2. If you install it correctly, then Flexsim will open up and open the file as it is doing now. Once it is open, you can see we have 4 processes and the conveyors in the middle, and I can just run it. When I run the simulation, that data is already being sent to the company, to the edinn company, and all the engine of edinn is already working for my production line and is monitoring it. So now I can access my company. So if I go to the login page and I put my user and password, then what I see is the dashboards that are being automatically updated, taking the data from my simulation exactly as if it was a real production line, or no matter how complex the factory would be in the simulation. I can, as you probably know about the edinn platform, I can click on the reports, see the detail, click on the rate areas, and know exactly what's going on. For example, I could know the status of a certain process now, and I can see it's working, or I can see the results, the production that is being done or being generated by that process. If you also come to the Academy and install the edinn M2 client setup for the Win32 platform, which is this Windows I'm using, then you can also operate with the edinn, with the company you just created. I have it installed here. Let me open it. I'm gonna access it. And in edinn, by default, it is showing you the ratio that you chose, the OEE, in the shift. Let me close the tooltips. But in this case, for the purpose of this video, I don't want to see the aggregation of the OEE in the shift. I want to see the current situation. So that's why it's being shown now in green. And these yellow alerts mean that I have to justify, because it wasn't producing when we started this simulation. So I'm gonna justify the previous period. I'm gonna say that we were, just for testing, I was in holiday. That was, as I said, before we started the simulation, before I hit the button run. So now I'm telling the system that I was on holiday before we started production. And now that everything is justified, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a stop, a failure in the simulation. There are many ways you can do this in Flexsim, but the easiest one is to just double click on the process, and when it says process time 12, I'm gonna put a huge number. So now process 3 is taking a lot of time to process those packages, and therefore these packages are being stuck there. So we have exactly as if it was a failure. Let's go back to the edinn terminal, and as you can see, if I refresh, it's not being shown yet. Is it because edinn didn't detect it in real time? No, edinn detected that failure in real time, but now it is waiting until a minimum production time is, or minimum failure in this case, failure time is achieved, because every user, every customer wants to put a threshold, and until that time they just want to detect those failures as microstops, not as a failure which would require a justification. But here in this demo, it is configured to 30 seconds. So once the failure is more than 30 seconds, which is now, then the edinn system has detected that process 3 was causing the problem and the rest were just suffering it. That's why they are being shown in orange, which means they are in dependency. So now I have to justify only this process. For the worker of this process, let's imagine he would be, for example, with this dashboard, or he would be into a web dashboard. Okay, so imagine the operator would be, in this case, he would be requested, as you can see here, to justify the failure. And that could be also a beacon, a light, which would be outside from a tablet or from a terminal. That would be more visible into the plan. So when the operator hits on the justification button, on the status button, then the system has already selected, as you can see in blue, the line saying to the operator, you need to justify what happened from 2:33 until now. So now the operator clicks on justify. For example, let's choose cleaning. So now it's justified. There are no more alerts for this process. As you can see, it is being shown yellow because now it's in an idle status. And now we can also see that from whatever the place, no matter where you are, you will see, well, this is process 1. We were justifying that on process 3. You will see what's going on for the process, and of course, all the ratios and all the dashboards in real time, according to what's going on your factory, and in this case, on your simulated factory. So thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe to the edinn channel, because we are going to upload lots of videos like this, how-to videos. And if you like this video, please click on the like button. And once again, thank you very much, and see you very soon.